Good morning. Let's start with a simple, heavy word. Estrangement. That space between two people that was once a bridge. It might be a silence that's grown too loud, a hurt that has fossilized, a disagreement that hardened into a wall. Maybe it's with a family member, a friend, a colleague, or, perhaps most painfully, a sibling, the person who shared the very bedrock of your childhood. Today, I want to talk about the most daring journey you will ever take. It's not a journey across the world, but across that space. It's the journey of reconciliation. And for our map, we use one of the oldest and most raw stories ever told, the story of two brothers, Jacob and Esau. For those who don't know the story, Esau was the firstborn, a rugged hunter. Jacob, the younger, was quieter, a dweller in tents. In a moment of hunger, Esau traded his priceless birthright to Jacob for a bowl of stew. Later, with their mother's help, Jacob disguised himself and stole their blind father's final blessing meant for Esau. The core betrayal was complete. Esau's response? A murderous rage. He said, "The days of mourning for my father are near. Then I will kill my brother Jacob." Jacob ran for his life. He was gone for 20 years. For 2 decades, these brothers lived in the shadow of what was broken. Jacob built a family, wealth, a life, but always with the ghost of his brother at his shoulder. Esau nursed his fury, the wound of betrayal defining a part of him. So, what changed? What can we learn from their painful, imperfect path back? First, reconciliation begins with an honest journey within. After 20 years, Jacob is called to return home. But to get there, he must face Esau. The night before the encounter, he is utterly alone, terrified. He sends his family ahead. And there, at the riverbank, a mysterious Manan, angel, a manifestation of his own conscience. God wrestles with him until daybreak. He comes away with a limp and a new name, Israel, one who struggles with God. Before he could face his brother, Jacob had to face himself. He had to wrestle with his own identity, the deceiver, the supplanter, the frightened man. True reconciliation isn't about crafting the perfect apology first. It's about doing the hard, internal work, asking, what was my part? How have I grown? What am I actually afraid of? That inner limp, that vulnerability, became his greatest strength. It humbled him. You cannot cross the bridge back to someone while still wearing the armor of your own self-righteousness. Second, the act of moving forward is an act of faith. Jacob doesn't just wait, he initiates. He sends messengers ahead with a clear, humble message. Your servant Jacob says, I have sent to tell my Lord that I may find favor in your sight. He then does something brilliant and strategic from a place of fear. He sends a massive gift ahead of him. Herds and herds of animals, in waves. It was a gesture of repayment, of blessing, of saying, what I took, I return multiplied. More importantly, it was a buffer. Each herd was a peace offering, a chance to soften the heart he was about to face. The act of moving toward the person you've wronged or are in conflict with is an act of immense courage. You are surrendering control of the outcome. You are choosing hope over certainty. You are saying, this relationship is more important than my pride, my safety, my need to be right. Third, the miracle is in the embrace, not the explanation. The moment arrives. Jacob sees Esau coming with 400 men. He arranges his family, bowing himself to the ground 7 times, an act of total submission. And then the story gives us one of the most powerful sentences in all of literature. But Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. Notice what doesn't happen. There is no long tribunal, no rehashing of the stolen birthright, no forensic dissection of the stolen blessing. There is just embrace and tears. The past was not forgotten, but it was, in that moment, transcended. Esau had spent 20 years imagining his revenge, and when faced with his trembling, limping brother, he chose love instead. The reconciliation was in the emotion, not the audit. Sometimes we think we need the perfect words to fix the past. Often, what we need is the courageous, wordless act of opening our arms in the present. Finally, reconciliation is a path, not a point. The story doesn't end with them living happily ever after in the same house. Esau says, let us journey together. But Jacob, wisely, says they should go separately, at their own pace. They part in peace. They have made peace, but they will not rebuild the same shared life, and that's okay. Reconciliation doesn't always mean restoration to what once was. That may be impossible. It means the end of hostility. It means the liberation of both parties from the prison of that old story. It means you can be at the same family wedding without the air freezing over.